Right, so when we've got our set of parallel lines, this line is the, what's it called?
Transverse.
So that's the transversal, crossing the two parallel lines. You will notice that when a transversal crosses a line, any line, angles are created. That's what we've talked about. How many angles have been created? 4. And because it's crossed two parallel lines, we now have 8 angles. Now, if we just look at where one of the lines crosses, where it intersects, it's marked with those two angles. You already know what they're called. What are they called? Okay, so we can label that as vertical. And what do we know about vertically opposite angles? David? They're the same, yeah. Same angle. They're equal to each other. Okay. All right. Now this diagram, these ones
Are corresponding.
That's even Charlie telling you that. But yes, these ones are corresponding. So, does anyone know about the word corresponding anyway? Not in maths, just in everyday. Matt?
Like things that relate to each other and like sometimes they change with each other.
Okay. Yeah, so it's definitely a relationship between two things in that way. That's how we use that word corresponding. Charlie?
It means kind of like the same. It means like similar.
Okay, again, yeah, we're using those sort of words that we say it's the same but in a different place, maybe, you know. And that's basically what we're using it in here as well. Like corresponding angles, what we're saying is those two angles, although they're in different places, they are the same. Okay? So corresponding angles are also equal. Now, they do have a nickname. Anyone know what the nickname of corresponding angles are? No?
Parallel angle?
No, because that would just mean anything, wouldn't it? Parallel angle. Pardon?
Parallel line.
They are actually, you'll understand why. They are nicknamed
Equal.
F angles.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Do you see it?
Oh.
And those other ones must be called Z angles.
These ones, we also know are equal, and you've gone for the nickname first, which is, I would say Z angles, but you can say Z angles.
And my brother says that's incorrect.
It's just me being English,
Like H.
and American English says Z. Now, their actual name, anyone know?
I know. Alternate interior angle.
These are alternate angles. Does anyone know what the word alternate might mean in English, in normal, everyday?
Like an alternate,
What does that mean? Yeah.
like switching spots.
Does that make sense in this case?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're switching angles and going one side to the other.
There you go. It swaps from one side to the other. So we alternate from one side to the other. But you can see, can't you, that it looks like a Z. Or a Z. I struggle with saying Z. I don't know. I'll try. Right, now I just want to, up to you if you put this into your diagram, but I just want to make one thing clear, which is this F, well, we've got a nice F that looks like an F, right? But the same thing would apply if I drew my F backwards and upside down. Which angles then am I talking about? The one in the F, so we look at the F, we've got those angles, so it would be this one and, alright. Now the same with a Z angle, I can actually do that side. Okay? So although we have this nickname of F angles and Z angles because it looks like an F and a Z, well, we can still look at the Z and the F in a different orientation, a different way around. Okay? Right. So all we've got to know at the moment is just that vertically opposite angles are the same. Corresponding angles are the same. Alternate angles are the same. Or equal, yeah.
Equal vertically opposite angles x.
All right. So what I want you to do, I was going to print this out for you, but I couldn't. So you are going to draw that diagram yourself. So probably the easiest thing to do is just lay your ruler down at an angle and then lay it down at a different angle and just draw either side of your ruler.
Wait. It's just a lot of squares.
Technically, there's no square at all.
Those are all on the rectangle.
It's not even a rectangle unless the angles are what?
Yeah.
90 degrees. So. Okay, I'll give you a parallelogram, yeah. Let's just quick one. So, just in case anyone's thinking about how they can write this down. So, if we are going to write the vertically opposite ones, so hopefully what you've done is, well, there are lots that we could write. So, for instance, 1 and 4. Yeah? We could write 3 and 2, yeah? 6 and 7, 15 and 14, there's my 3 pairs done. They're my vertically opposite ones. Alright? Now, can I ask you a question? Is 1 vertically opposite to 8?
Yes.
No.
It's not, but it is.
Now, but it is. It is equal.
Of course, it's
Right, okay. So this is what's important. It might be equal, but it's equal for a different labelled reason. Okay? So, for instance, those are my vertically opposite, but if I now want my corresponding angles, right, what would be corresponding to 1? Matt? Yeah, Kenzie? 2. Afraid not, no. Corresponding means, for me, I think I like what was said, it's the same but in a different place. So 1 would be the same but in a different place would be 5.
9, 13.
9 and 13.
15, 11, 10, 14.
Right, they are the ones that are corresponding. Okay? So 1 and 5, 1 and 13, 13 and 9, whatever you want. Okay? They're corresponding. Now, if I wanted corresponding to 3, what's corresponding to 3, Maddie? 7, 11, and 15. Good. Yeah? If I said, Maya, if I asked you for what are corresponding to 4, put your hand up and don't shout, oh no, that was you, Tanya. Maya, which ones are corresponding to 4? 16. So which ones look like they're in the same place but in a different place? So 16, it's on the bottom but on a different set. So 8, good, and 12. And then what's left? The ones that are corresponding. 2, 6, 10, 14. Okay? Does that make sense for corresponding?
Yeah.
Right. Finally, so is everyone checking their work and going, yeah, I'm happy with what I wrote down, what corresponding? So we've got alternate angles now. So if I said to you, which one is alternate to 1, Hayley? The alternate. Right, not. Like 4 you think is, well, 4 is vertically opposite, no? Max? 16.
No.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I would go with that.
Do the zigzag, you can tell.
Yeah. Now, I was going to say this. Look, if you take that as one part of the Z and then come up from the bottom, so it's like a Z that's been split in half and separated and put the, so it's still like a Z angle, yeah? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, can anyone think of another way of explaining what a alternate angle could be described as? Seb? No? Charlie?
It's basically the combination of vertically and corresponding.
Yeah.
Because it's vertically opposite, but in a different place.
Yes. Did you get that, guys?
Yeah, it's the vertically opposite corresponding.
Yeah, it's vertically opposite to a corresponding angle. That's another way. Do you spot that? So Micah said 4, but we said, well, no, because that one's vertically opposite. So if we take one that corresponds to 4, we've got that. Okay?
So 8 and 9.
So what else would be?
8.
8, 12,
And 6.
and 16. Why not 9?
That's
Because 9 is a course.
9's corresponding, isn't it? Yeah? So those ones are the alternate angles.
It's not vertically opposite.
Yeah, so the only one that's not alternate is the 4 because it's vertically opposite. Alright? So I picked a rubbish one there. We don't see the Z. Let's have a look at 4. Sorry, I picked a horrible colour there. 4, which one is alternate to 4? Pick one. Joey? 15? Nope. Aaron? Alternate to 4. What do you think, Dexter?
Alternate. I think it could be 12.
Think 12?
No.
No?
9.
9? What do you think? 9?
Yeah.
Yeah? Kenzie? 7? 5. And Maddie? 13. Now, I was just about to show you, look, 4 and 13 are definitely, if I draw my line for 4 and 13, that's definitely a Z shape, yeah? And then even more so, if I draw my 4, look, 4 down to 5, is that a Z shape?
Yeah.
Yeah? Difficult with 4 and 9, but it does work, because obviously if I take the top half, and this would be the bottom half, if I slid that over, it would be a, yeah? Why would 8 not be an alternate angle? Sophie? Because it's corresponding. If I moved this over, the 4 would overlap the 8. It'd be, you know. Now, I don't want to confuse. It's not that there's anything different. So Alyssa, it's all about they're still equal. All right. I'm not saying they're not. So it's just about what reason have you got to give. All right. Pardon? 5 and 9 are corresponding, but remember the one I started with was 4. So you'll also notice, I think what Abhit has pointed out, all the ones that are alternate to 4 are all corresponding to each other, no? Yeah? Dash.
5 plus 4, 9, and then 9 plus 4.
When you say plus, what do you mean by that? Add them together. Do you think they're the same value?
No, just add 4.
Oh, just the number 4 plus 5 adds to make 9? I think that's just a coincidence with the labelling. If I made it A, B, C, D, E, F, it wouldn't. Yeah.
9 minus.
I think it's just because we've used numbers instead of letters to label it. It's just the order in which we've gone round it works like that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how are you feeling about Seb?
How would you do 6? With 16, 15, because 15 is root up.
So what are you questioning? When you say how would you do, what are you saying?
I mean, like, what would be when it was 16?
What would be what?
The alternative.
Okay, guys, we're being asked a question. You know, like when we were all quiet for your question, focus. Seb's asked, what would be alternate to 6? Chrissy, can you give me one that's alternate to 6? 14 would be alternate, do you think?
No.
Why not?
It's corresponding.
That one would be corresponding, same place. So what would be 11?
No, perfectly opposite.
No, it's not. Not to 6. Let's just check. Here's the one side of the Z. This would be the other side. So it is alternate, yeah? Any others that are alternate to 6? 15 and 3. They're the ones, yeah? Which ones would be corresponding to 6? Annabelle? 10? Yeah. Any others? Aaron? 2 and 14. They would be the corresponding ones. Alright, so what we're going to be looking at now is these kind of diagrams where you are told what one of the angles are and you're going to use that information to work out the others. Now, just to remind, what are the other angles, Cora, that we need to remember what they're called? So we've now got alternate, corresponding, vertically, but there's 2 others, haven't we got? What are they? Supplementary and complementary. Do you see any of those in this diagram?
Yes.
What do we see?
That's vertically opposite.
So there's vertically opposite,
I
and
think corresponding.
B and C are
There's
Supplementary.
supplementary,
And there's
good.
corresponding.
And B and A are,
There's also a
yeah, there's a Z shape, definitely, isn't there? There's also alternate. So you've got lots of ways to solve this. Now,
I found a complementary K and J.
oh, you're looking at down here.
K and J.
Yeah, K and J, because we know that's mate. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I do think time is on our side for now. We're about finished. So hopefully you've got all the experience. Next lesson being tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to print these out and you can get on with them. Okay.